Well, here we are, episode 3, back with Egypt, and this is going to be going into something rather ridiculous now. See, one of the plan thus far has been accumulating tourism and preserves and national parks so thick and so juicy that we can swim in them. Alas, Ursa is not content with what is just exceptional yield porn. No. Our eyes today are on Babylon, Australia, Cree. We're going to go invading. I am building an air force. That is step 1. Thebes has an aerodrome. Abydos has an aerodrome. We're building bombers. I have 6 aluminium per turn coming in at the moment. We are going to invade Babylon. I have the twins ready to go, as well as Oya on the way. We're expecting an Oya. It sounds like I'm expecting a child. Beowulf is on the way as well. We have spies everywhere as well. I was only going to do 1 spy in Neckin. I'm actually going to switch Abydos. Going to switch you over to spy formation because of the old trick. We do have Victor in this city, so I will get spies with the promotion. Get ourselves a little bit more diplomatic visibility over our targets. It is all about war, and the reason is I need to get more land. We're going to expand, take as much of this continent as we can. I'm going to keep Babylon alive, probably just with a single city. Maybe Malgam. We'll do the same thing to Australia. Maybe I'll keep Sydney alive. Cree, maybe one of the cities up to the north. I don't know. We're going to make it up as we go along. It'll mean I can continue to take tourists from them, but of course my tourism is going to go up higher and higher and higher. We also, 6 turns away from the end of the Renaissance era, and then we can upgrade our harmonists 1 level more. That'll give us the havens. I'll explain a little bit more when we get to the havens, but needless to say, they're a lot of fun. Oh yes. Strap in, ladies and gentlemen. This episode is going to get rather fruity. Oh, and we're still settling. Did I mention that? We're still settling. This. What is this? Is this it? Is this everything? This feels vague. I sort of keep bouncing between the ideas of saving my faith for army and saving it for national parks. What do we want? More places to picnic or horses with cannons on their backs? I don't know. It's a difficult one. I'm going to get a couple more naturalists. If I can get everyone ecstatic, I think I'd be a lot happier with the situation. First stadium has been popped down though. I think that will help my happiness generally very, very nicely. There we go. Bomb. I'm rushing through as quickly as I can to Globalisation, not for all of the other good cards, but for Strategic Air Force, 50% production towards all air units. That's something I can get on board with. I'm also preloading builders. I am putting a lot of builders down. Trust me, we're going to need an absolute ton of them in a second. Oh, Ursa, one day I'm going to learn that I can't put national parks down between 2 cities like that because I can't move the tiles around, can I? Just removed all that stuff for no reason whatsoever. It's fine. I'll do something different with it, but honestly, Sphinx it down now. You know, between recording sessions, I've just realized one of the mods is upgraded and now I have a really cool loyalty panel whenever I look at a city. Look at this. That's new. I actually don't know without looking which mod that is that's changed all this, but look, you can see the happiness, other effects, governors, the pressure from nearby citizens all popped out. That's really handy. Actually, look, it even tells you which the city would flip to if it did flip. So that's 3 city at the moment, but I imagine very handy keeping an eye on that in any game with Eleanor. Eleanor. Thebes now has a military academy. Not only do I get era score from that, but now I can pray in cavalry armies. I think I'm going to switch over to this sort of stuff now. As I get planes, a couple cavalry armies, that'll do me nicely. You know, it'll be better than cavalry armies though. I could go for tank armies. That would be a lot of fun. I think I might get a bit more tourism to start with though. We'll go computers and then I'll go refining, followed up into combustion. Every sanctuary I build just makes my cities better and better. Oh, this is going to be good. Don't worry about it. As soon as the builders come in, the havens are going down and my empire's going to it's going to hit turbocharge. I'm so excited. First spy. I'm just going to pop them into the last... this is the problem. If I go to Malgam, actually we'll go Malgam to start with because I'm not going to take that city over. But I think all my other spies I'm going to pop somewhere I'm going to attack a little bit later that I've got time. Like this city here. That would be really handy. I can start to do some spy missions. That'll help me level them up. If I can get a secret agent, I can get +6 Diplo favor, which would be huge. Not Diplo, diplomatic visibility. You know what I mean. It's all good. It's all good. Oya's ready now. Beowulf's on the way. I think I can actually bring back Hippolyta. Yep, there we go. I know it was worth waiting maybe a turn or 2 in order to go into the next era and to get her a little bit more powerful, but it's not the power I'm after, it's just using the heroes over and over and over. You know what? I could just use a hero-only army against Babylon and just have bombers flying overhead. Wouldn't that be terrifying? An army led by Beowulf, Hercules, Oya, the twins, Hippolyta, just with legions of bombers floating overhead. What a crazy, vision that would be. Humanity realized its dream of flight for the first time as the bomber of Egypt took to the skies. Oh, what's that, Babylon? You're not the first person to have a plane? Dear, oh dear, Babylon, you're letting the side down. Gonna pop myself over to there. Yes, Borsippa, I think, is clearly going to be my first target. What's that? A city has flipped to me? Yay! Actually, that's really handy. We like that a lot. I like that a lot. You see, I could be buying units now, but I'm actually just still buying naturalists with my faith. I just love the idea of running in with heroes and nothing else. It's just something very satisfying about it. 1 turn. Actually, it's a little bit more of a wait because I've got to get myself a governor title. Otherwise, can't use harmonists immediately, and there's no merchant to buy me out of that problem, but it's okay. Might just nab Filippo, though. It's quite handy. Mausoleum still hasn't been built, unbelievably. So, okay, let's take that on. Trade with Poland, getting all my trade routes up with people now. Ursa's not messing around with his tourism. He may mean war with his face, the face of war, but actually, I still am gonna, go blow people up. Now, Babylon, I haven't denounced or anything, but I did notice that France is at war with them. So I'm going to declare a friendship with France and a military alliance with them. And I'm going to get round the whole denouncing thing by then joining in with France's emergency war. I might have to give them a little bit of gold. Sometimes you do have to do that, but there we go. I have now joined a proper formal war rather than just declaring a surprise war, which means that I get a lot less grievances. I'm now going to do the usual thing of just going around and seeing who wants to join in with this world war. If I can get it so that every single person, I see, unfortunately the Cree are allied. That's a bit of a shame, but I was very lucky actually. Joining in with an emergency war like that bypasses the alliances. Yeah, I could have ended up being at war with Cree there if I wasn't careful. I'm quite happy about that. There we go, that'll do for now. France, Hungary, and Rome. Rome with 1,600 army all at war. Hopefully that'll take just a little bit of pressure, I'd say, off my army. Now, my bomber is still loading, but I'm going to keep... People always ask me, Ursa, why don't you use the promotions on my bombers? I like to keep them because it's a really quick way of healing bombers. Honestly, the promotions on bombers, when you use them to only attack cities, the only one that's really helpful is +2 range. Eventually, evasive maneuvers comes in relatively handy if the AI has any range defense, but they often don't. So, I don't mind. I don't mind particularly. It's all fine. But my heroes, they are all ready to absolutely rock and or roll. So I'm just going to wait until this encampment gets blown up and then I will attack. Babylon, alas, they have steel walls. Boo! Boring steel walls. We don't like that at all. Still settling cities, by the way. I never said that I would ever stop settling a good city, and so I am proving. Just quickly swap a couple tiles in. Yeah, you should be able to feed yourself roughly now. Preserve! Plonk that down. Luckily for me, the storm that came through here earlier, decimating my land and raising my population to a small puddle on the floor, actually cleared the land for me. So, the environment actually was helping. In its own strange way, it was helping. Now, Babylon does have 600 army strength. I don't know where it is. I don't know what it is, but I'm expecting to see it at some point. If they start chucking units towards me like this cavalry, what I am going to do is just treat myself to a nice... Maybe field cannon core? Have I unlocked field cannons? I don't even know if I have, to be fair. Nope, I haven't. I do have technically submarines, but I don't think I've got any oil, so that's probably not very handy. What's Babylon in? Normal age! Huzzah! Alright, to arms. Means I can build my planeys better. Quick plane. Oh yeah, I have really very little that will improve my range attacks. Currently my cities are attacking with 35 strength. A crossbow army at least being, that's 57. That's something. And we've got hwatchers and fun bits like that. In fact, actually, do you mind just tapping that unit a second time? Lovely. If I can get twins to make the kill, that'll be handy. Oh no, Hippolyta's way too strong. Oya, you make the attack, and then twins. Can you just steal that for me? Yes, there we go. I don't get the core, but it is still a helpful cavalry that I can then go and do some pillaging with. Resource management is very important to me. Logistics is quite handy. I'm only going to be doing a little bit of raiding, so it's fine for now. Cree want to be friends? No, I apologize, but I kind of want your land as well. This is a very nasty domination culture play. I'm going to take a lot of this land. I'm sorry. Oh yeah. dear oh dear, that's a lot of damage. Turns out Babylon have got some mean city walls. Oh, luckily for me though, my bombers are tearing through this Babylon city. I like that. I like that a lot. An aquatic center, just to show you the range on this. It hits a few of my cities, because I've got Mexico City, of course. Beautiful. Wabam! Just on the quest for eternal happiness. Eternal happiness. Actually, this national park would do brilliant things for me as well. Never stay put. Constantly move forward. Build. Build, 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 build. Filippo, actually, yeah, you go and build something as well. Let's go actually send you over to that city. Oh no, scrap that. I don't have Mexico City anymore. Rome took it. I wondered what had happened to it. Oh man, that's annoying. Anyone think city-state emergency? I haven't got enough to do in this game as it is. I fancy going to wreck Rome a little bit. To be fair, Rome would be the people to wreck because they are the cultural leaders apart from me. They're the ones I want to sit on a bit, but no. For now, we'll just leave them to it. But as soon as I get a navy... Oh, Babylon just murdered my cavalry. Ouch. They are really tough. It's like Babylon are always really, really far ahead on tech or something crazy. So the twins can't quite get to that city this turn. I don't know whether they want to, though. Are my bombers going to leave enough of these walls down? Oh, ho, ho. Close. Twins can't get the kill this time. Okay, fine. Use my command. Run away. It's a very, very useful skill, that, actually. And a spy with a promotion, of course. Lovely. Oh, if this spy is in home territory, all spies operate at +1 level. Yeah, go on then. Actually, that's really handy. There's computers. 25% extra tourism across my empire. How do I make my computers if I don't know what metal casting is? No one's quite sure. They're like sort of, maybe it's like, you know when you play the Fallout games and there's a version of technology, is it before the transistor's made? Like, there's some sort of weird tech slant in the Fallout universe as to why you have really advanced nuclear tech and robots and automatons and whatever. But then everything looks like it's sort of put in with floppy disks and terrible drives, something like that. I'm sure someone can explain it to me better, but yeah, I always found that Fallout universe quite interesting because of that. That, though, I believe, is a straight shot. So let me just renew my movement. There we go. You see, look, that's how you get past zone of control with Hippolyta. City is taken. Oh, yeah, that's my first one. Keeping the city will give my opponent 50 grievances against me. Oh, big whoop. That's what I say. Big, stinky whoop. Oh, suddenly Babylon is running around with Curacao cores and my cities only have 50 strength. What am I going to be able to do about 50 strength cities, I wonder? How about praying something in with crazy strength? I like the sound of that. Give it one turn and then I can pray in something really big. Or they're just going to sod off. Hopefully they'll just disappear in another direction and it'll all be fine. Yep, they're just going to attack Nazca's encampment and then bring an artillery in. I like that. That looks very aggressive. Am I allowed to bomb a strike if it's right next to the city? Like, imagine what the bombing run would be from this city. It would have to fly out ages in order to get enough altitude to then come back and then bomb and then fly back. The most inefficient flight path you'd ever imagine. Yeah, look, you can kind of just see it do that. That's nonsense. Oh, Beowulf, a new hero. Yay, how strong are you? 86 strong. That's a lot of strong. Mausoleum at Halicarnassus. It's a wonderful thing. I can't believe we're getting it this late into the game. Very strange map. Not many people going for harbours. I guess it's kind of Pangaea-y. AI does tend to only go for harbours on maps with lots of ocean or tiny lakes. You ever notice that? If you got like a Pangaea map with like a couple of tiny lakes, the AI will just fill them with boats? Yeah. It happens more than it probably should. Never mind. Actually, nice little trick that you can do as well. Hippolyta, use your action on the bomber. And I can now strike a second time. Well, I could if I had visibility on the city. I'll just use that builder as a bit of bait. Look at that. Another builder strike. Beautiful. Gee, what you can do with Hippolyta, thinking of it, if I put an aerodrome down, then I could put like a ton of bombers on one tile and then use her repeatedly. Get a military engineer, send you over to do that. Oh, this is clever. Even for me, that's clever. Why do I always build a Stadio? Well, I'm a sucker for any wonder with car parks. It's just wonderful. Oh, look at this great engineer. He looks so brilliant. Just covered in yellow. He's my dude. That's how I want to live my life. Just in yellow like that. Yes, that's right. You wave. I've never actually looked at what the great people do when you use a charge. You just seem to wave and beckon to people. Is that how great people build stuff? Just start waving at people? Man, been getting that wrong the whole time. I love the fact that any bomber attacking a core gives you an era score because you're technically outnumbered. It's like, yes, I know that technically I'm outnumbered, but one is a huge sky horse with bombs and the other is a literal horse. Like, I feel like I shouldn't be given an era score for that attack, but okay, fine. One more city taken, and oh, I love being in a golden age. Everything is loyal, permanently, beautiful. Bomber, have a second strike. We're attacking Babylon now. We're very, very quickly chomping through Babylon. I wonder how this is affecting my tourism victory. It's not giving me many tourists with Babylon, put it that way, but I think we're okay otherwise. I just realized I sent, oh man, what an idiot. I sent the spy with the promotion to stay at home off into the field. Why did I do that? Ursa Ryan, optimum spy play since whenever I started this channel. There's something entirely therapeutic about the bombing of something. It's just like endless attacks. Enjoy what you're doing. It's all good. Globalization. It's a wonderful thing. Logistics is going to come in very handy for me. Resource management is still good. Oh, I do want strategic air force though. Man, it's all so good. We'll have to wait until we get a better government, which is not going to be long actually. Mainly though, the main important thing is the third promotion of my harmonists or tumnal. Unlocked in the industrial era, unlocks the builder ability to construct haven improvements. Ley Lines also gaining additional +1 yields of absent specialty districts. So you've seen how powerful the Ley Lines are already. Just watch this. It goes from this yield all the way, it's gonna figure that out, to this yield. So Ley Lines are now looking really tasty. However, now I have havens. May be built on any terrain, feature or resource on land. If built on a tile with a resource or feature, all adjacent tiles earn +1 yield of each type granted by that resource or feature up to a maximum of 2. So for instance, putting it on iron mean that all the surrounding tiles around the iron gain the science and production. So it's really cool. Also, the tile earns food equal to half of the tile's appeal. Strategic or luxury resources on this tile are collected as if they were improved. It also doesn't count as being improved for the purposes of preserves, and it gives a little bit of adjacent appeal to tiles. It's a lot to take in, but what you should remember is that, for instance, this tile is 7 appeal. It's surrounded by forest, it's got ley lines on it, it's got a river, it's got ocean, it's a very, very attractive tile. Putting a haven on it means that I get half of that tile's appeal back in food, so I think this haven is worth 3 food? It is. Look at that. Oh, and even better, the feature on the tile, the wood, which gives 1 production, that 1 production has now hit all the surrounding tiles that I own, which is why this tile is now worth 3 production and not 2. And I get, on top of that all, I get tourism based on the food output of the tile. Just trust me. What we're going to do is go around and just put havens down on everything. Now watch these tiles. Watch this tile, okay? This is worth 9, 10, 10, 8, 9, 12. Just by building a haven, because the tile is 7 appeal, it should add another 3 food to that tile. Bam! Gives another production to everything surrounding it. And this tile will now start to generate tourism. It's the best thing that I can do. Havens everywhere. My tourism is going to go nuts. I can even put them down on floodplains. And the best bit about them is when I put multiple down, look at this. They form adjacent walls. Isn't that the most amazing thing? This is what I mean about the mine. So this counts as me improving the mine for the purposes of getting the strategic. But watch the yields on this tile. Bam. There's the science from the iron itself. Oh, yes, yes. Yes, just everything gets a haven. Look at it all building up. Oh, the yields on these tiles. The haven itself, it doesn't do a huge amount. Honestly, it's not the biggest improvement, but it's because you can improve things around preserves even further. It just gets crazy. This tile now has 13 food on it because it's got 1, 2 preserves. It's on a floodplain with a resource. It's got havens all around it. It's had flood. I mean, it's just nuts. Look at these as well. Bam. Oh, but ley lines. You can actually improve ley lines now. That just in itself, that is suddenly one of the best things that you can do in an empire. Oh, also, they share the walls with national parks. It doesn't obviously count as an extended national park, but it is just cosmetically the same, which I love. It's just such a small change, but it's just a brilliant change. So basically, national parks, they're useful for me, but I don't need to be building national parks everywhere now. Havens have kind of replaced them a little bit. On all of that fun, I've now also taken Babylon, the capital of, you guessed it, Babylon. I like it when they do that. It's easy for us simpletons to keep an eye on what's going on. Is everybody sitting comfortably for another salvo? Good. We have a lot of bombers ready to go, and I reckon we can take this entire city out in one hit. In fact, Beowulf looks like they can immediately go through, but I'm just going to use one more bomber and then Beowulf the city. Delicious. Delicious. And now I can use Hippolyta on that bomber once again, and we'll just keep on striking. Why not? Oh, I hit the campus. Whoopsie. Is it bad that as a military commander I'm barely in control of where I'm shooting? I'm sure it's fine. Commander, where are we firing? In that direction. Well, whereabouts in that direction? Just vaguely in that direction. I'm sure it'll be fine. And everyone's like, okay. All right, let's see if we can be slightly more accurate with our bombers. I'm not asking for a lot. I'm just asking for a vague sense of direction in the bombing runs. Are we able to do that? Just a general vague sense of direction. Oh, that looks much better, doesn't it? Yeah, lovely. Twins, do you want to do the honor this time? Probably you should use Hippolyta to do the actual attacks because she heals. But honestly, if you thought we were in trouble and needed to do this sensibly, you've been watching the wrong game. We are absolutely laughing right now. I guess it's worth having a look. This tile is a good example. The haven itself doesn't really do a huge amount. It's just when you put havens around things like preserves, then they start to multiply into things that are just so much fun. If you haven't tried the Harmonist yet, I really would. It's so much fun. Look at these snow tiles. Oh, let's vote for city centre buildings and, buying things with faithless. I like the sound of that one. Putting 7 votes towards that. Oh, it didn't go through. Look at that. Crazy. Also, this may sound silly, but when did we go to war with Poland and Rome? When was that? I thought they were at war with, on my side. No? Oh no, Babylon's managed to sort of flip it around diplomatically slightly. Oh well, I'm not entirely sure when that happened, but it did happen, and we're just going to have to live with that now. Again, I know I've mentioned it before, but it's a lot of fun. This bomber, I just relocated this turn, but I can still use it this turn, because I can just, there you go. Second attack, bring the walls down to 0, and then Beowulf steals the city. Yay! Good thing as well is that I went into a golden age to arms, which means I can declare on the Cree pretty much the same turn as I denounce them, so I like that a lot. Oh yeah, that's right, I have International Space Agency now. I picked up another diplomatic slot. I think I picked up Patala Palace somewhere. I've got the University of Sankor. Huzzah! Maybe I should send some trade routes here. Oh yeah, Rome must have just randomly declared on me because all the scouts I had just randomly wandering through their territory all ceremoniously died in one huge go. And I've got Preslav's boats. Get out of my territory, what are you doing? Don't you know I'm far too busy building huge bronze men in the sea? It's what I do. This is my hobby. You know, maybe eventually I'll go to making massive bronze women in the sea as well, and the Statue of Liberty will come calling after, but I think this is fine for now. Oh, collective activism as well. We picked up a huge amount of city-state allies this game. Just pretty good management of city-states and envoys, and yeah, been pretty impressed. Punching way above our weight. Amar, Buenos Aires, both get back in here and add a ton of science and culture to me. Over 1,000 of both by turn 173. Nice. This should be the last city of Babylon to fall. I have to say, I know that we are technologically superior to Babylon right now, but it doesn't stop there being a massive sense of smugness anytime you take Babylon on militarily. We're always so far technologically ahead of everybody else. It's just mad. I could liberate that to the Cree. I'm going to keep it. I'll give you a little hint. We're gonna basically go to war with the Cree immediately. Anyway, this piece of Babylon, I want to keep them alive. It's the patented Ursa Ryan culture puppet technology. What you do is you make peace with them, you immediately grab open borders, then you simply find a city that can trade with them, such as this one, get a trader, send a trade route over, and then you've got an amazing chunk of tourism that you can start stealing from them every turn. Beautiful. In the meantime, double check, Cree, they are allied to Babylon, and Rome actually is already at war with me, so I don't really care. But there's the Golden Age War. Yep, that's a shame for everyone, isn't it? Never mind, I'm just going to bring a bomber over, and where is Hippolyta, here you are. Lovely. Let's give the bomber another go, and she can just sort of lurk around a little bit. I actually don't have any visibility, annoyingly. Oh well, it looks like this encampment is definitely the one. If that comes down, then I think I can see everything, so we'll just head over in that direction. We've now unlocked tanks. What do I fancy throwing now? Should we go for giant death robots? Let's go for giant death robots. Why not? Going to be a little bit of time before we get them, but it should be easy enough to grab. Just heading to environmentalism on that one. Flood barriers at the moment are half price on the World Congress, so we will go for those. As you can see, we still have a lot of builders wandering around, putting havens down on pretty much any tile that will allow me to. Oh, Australia, you denouncing me? That's not going to work out for you in the long run. I literally had Golden Age wars anyway, and you've just made it easier, because now I don't even have to go to the difficulty of denouncing you. The Hawk of War, maybe he's egging me on. Maybe he's like, go on then, I dare you, give me double production. I've got steel walls, I have 100 strength, I can fight. Actually, they didn't even have steel walls, that's Renaissance. Blimey. Yeah, I could see Curtin egging me on, like, go on then, I dare you. Let's just get the twins to take out of encampment. Beautiful, and Beowulf, through you go, because I now have my bombers in range of my first Cree city. It was a bit of a staggered start there. I declared war without actually having any visibility over the Cree whatsoever, which probably would have been considered by most to be a military mistake, but I'll make it work. We'll just run with it. Why not? There's an 8 population city that's fallen already. Actually, what's Cree in? Golden Age? Normal. Normal's fine. Oh, that's gotta hurt. That really does. They charged your Ursa core right at Hippolyta. Did 33 damage, took some damage. It was an even battle, and she literally just healed it all the next turn. It's like, you can't win this. There's a field cannon army, which means that my city now can retaliate, I guess is the word. 77 strength, look at that. Boom. Bomber, can you just have another attack? Oh, I just realized I meant to use the double movement on the twins there. Ah, never mind. It's close enough, isn't it? Close enough. I'm just snagging the easier to hit cities first. Capital has 90 strength. I can't be dealing with that. It's too much. I actually don't have enough space to put all my bombers down though, which is annoying. But luckily, there's a military engineer on the way. As soon as I put down a proper airport, then I can use Hippolyta properly. Really looking forward to that one. Got aquariums and aquatic centres finishing. We're actually generally staying happy. It's always a good sign, is it not? I do need Eiffel Tower though. I kind of want to get that one sorted. Eiffel Tower increases the appeal of all of the tiles in my empire by 2. Now, it doesn't matter that I'm Egypt with plus 13 on some tiles. That's the thing. I'm using districts and I'm using improvements that increase appeal, but it's because every floodplain also gives plus 1 appeal. The stacking here is just nonsense. Up to just below 2,000 tourism per turn, a combination of havens and national parks, but some of these national parks that I've got down are just ridiculous. There's one over here making 35 tourism per turn. Very nice. If I could get San Ferran Bridge at some point, Golden Gate Bridge, that would be really cool. We could probably get a city that had a ton of appeal in it. However, the Cree are not doing as well as me. It's it may rhyme slightly. There's 1 city and there is 2. We're now 3 to attack not only their capital, but they only built walls in the perimeter cities to my border. All of their cities on the coast are totally undefended. I don't think they expected such a sort of capitulation of their defensive line, but never mind. I'll look after your lands. I promise. Maybe. Oh, the best thing about a bomber attack as well is that the first bomber you put in a city then just increases visibility for your next attack. So it's like, yay, just keep sort of steamrolling them. Environmentalism? I didn't think I had enough tourism. Now I've got 2,454. But my war continues. Yeah, I've got plenty of time. Like, I'm not winning anywhere near quick enough for the AI to go, oh phew, maybe this will be over soon. It's like, no, it won't. I'd say 108 strength in your capital though. Fair play. Whatever they've got going on in here, it is effective. Luckily, I have a couple of repeat bombers, which are very much helping. But yeah, now I'm on the edge of my range. Ooh, am I going to be able to take this city? I don't know if I will. That was like 6 bombers that I attacked that with, and I don't think I can actually strike it. Estadio, my favourite wonder in the game, next to the Sphinx and everything. Look at that. Beautiful. 2 amenities to every city in the game. That means I'm pretty much happy or ecstatic everywhere, even though I'm at war. I also get 6 culture per city. I believe I have 36 cities at the moment, so that's worth 216 culture, I think, roughly. Yeah, we got a lot of culture out of that, and all of my cities being happy means that we get a lot more loyalty and a lot more yields out of them, so it's really quite handy. Another population 10 city taken by Beowulf. I didn't even need to challenge the units in the city. I could just wander in, which was quite nice. This is the Cree capital, Oya, quite under strength, but she can wander in because there's no walls left. My bombers have made short work of these. The good thing is that every time I take a city, there's lots of floodplain I'm uncovering, and I can put more and more of these havens down everywhere. The more havens go down, the more tourism I get. It's just basically expanding because I've almost utilized my entire land as it is. This war is very much needed. Like culture, people underestimate how much land you need in a culture victory. We are not underestimating today. Oh, liberalism. Again, just flood in me amenities. Can we get everyone ecstatic? Go on, do it. Oh, not quite. But check this out, I have an airstrip with 3 bombers on it. So what we can do is go 1 strike with the bomber, 2 strikes with the bomber, and then 3, and then move Hippolyta all the way to this tile, and then use her command while she stood on it, and suddenly all of the bombers can go again. So I've effectively doubled how many bombers I have on that tile. Isn't that fun? Military emergency. No, no, no. Why would you do that? What have I done? I've just been embracing the world into the land of naturalists. Saving it from itself by putting national parks down everywhere. Oh dear, Curtin just tried to declare war on me back there, by the way. That was Curtin and Babylon wanted round 2. Interesting. Cree voted against it. I love that. Even though I'm actually at war with Cree, they were like, no, we've had enough. You have to respect the honesty. Attack ineffective, you say? Don't like the sound of that. Oh yeah, demand just a bit of health. There you go, only a major defeat now. Hey, a major defeat is still a victory in Ursa's corner. Literally, I don't have enough units at the moment. My heroes are just not in enough places at once, so can I get more units? You see, the problem is I just used all of my faith buying a bunch of great engineers so that I can use Eiffel to build Eiffel. Like, why would you not? This is one of those things of poetry in Civ. You have to do it. Every time you see that option, it's just, yep, that's what I'm going to be doing. Suddenly I have 10 envoys. A couple of civics must have gone through and yeah, I just didn't notice. Wow, that's a lot of spare envoys. What am I going to do? Let's get Brussels on side at the very least, and Preslav would be fun. And Mohenjo-Daro. Yeah, it's a bunch of fun city-states, isn't it? 3 extra ones. It's worth almost 200 culture per turn. Beautiful. I'm picking up governors and I just don't know what to do with them right now. So I guess I'm just buying new ones and throwing them to the front line and saying, can you just look after a city for me? Thank you. Hang on, I might be able to do this. Hippolyta doesn't have enough movement to get to that city, but she does have enough movement to get to, like, the holy site. Now, if I stick a military engineer on the holy site, you know, the tile before it, this one will do fine, and then I use her command on the tile she stood on. This refreshes her own movement, and now she can go and attack and kill the city, which would have been good if the city wasn't on to... Oh, I should have bombed it first. That was almost the coolest thing I've done in ages. Ignore the fact that it didn't work. The fact that it didn't work was totally inconsequential to what I was showing you. Do what I say, not what I necessarily do. That's the takeaway. Come on, is that going to be a victory? Be a victory. Yes. And this one, you're going to be a victory? No, the twins got killed. Beowulf, do you want to try again? Go on, do it for me. Yes. Perfect. Look at that. Crete falling away now. Only 2 more cities to take, and I think I'll be happy with that. Oh, that's ridiculous. That's an era score because my bomber was heavily outnumbered by a warrior corps. I mean, come on. I don't think that's fair to the warriors. I really don't. You can just see the sort of commander trying to justify their own promotion to high command. Sat there going, we were heavily outnumbered. I promise. They were everywhere. We didn't know what to do. We were valiant. We were brave. And sort of people go, you do realize the people you were fighting had sticks, right? And he was like, yes, but they were wielding them aggressively. What were we to do? Heavily outnumbered, I say. Heavily. Well, I've just realised, Cree actually just took a city from Hungary, even though they're at war with me. Is that a loyalty thing? No, they are genuinely at war with Hungary. I love that. Fair play. I mean, you know what? I feel like your priorities should be elsewhere. I don't want to say that, you know, their heart and their interests are in the wrong place, but I'm down here and I've got 60% of your empire. So maybe they're just like, you know what, we don't even need our empire. We're just going to steal Hungary's. That'll be fine. If you just steal everyone's stuff, you don't need to bother with your own. And you know what, actually, now I'm seeing it through. I kind of respect that. I like that sort of strategy. Fair play. Fair play. Oh, these havens are so good. It's the casual 10 and 11 food tiles that just sat around. I actually have no idea where my biggest yield tile would be, but I expect it would probably be somewhere around here, maybe? Have I even got sanctuaries in all these cities? I do. It's odd. Why is this one 6 science and the others are 9? I guess, have I got a campus? No, I've got a campus in this city, haven't I? So I'm sure I could sit down and work it out, but look at the yields on that. 13, 23, 32, 43, 52, 65. 65 yield on one tile. Yes, please. So I'm going to show you this briefly, especially round on this preserve with 13 appeal. You ready for this to get a little bit crazy? Eiffel finishes Eiffel Tower. All tiles in my civilization gain 2 appeal. Yep, that is about as broken as you might think with Egypt in this particular build. Every national park in the game, as long as it doesn't have a mountain tile, has 8 more tourism. I think every single haven is giving me 1 more tourism. It's a big boost. I don't know if this is going to go through right now. It might just need to load in the turn, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that gives me 200-300 more tourism just in one building. So this, I believe, was a Hungarian city. I could give it back to Hungary, but nope, I think I'm going to yoink it for myself. The old yoinking. It's the most important thing that you could do. Oh man, I need a unit on that tile that I've put Polita on. I moved incorrectly that. It's going to do the old double movement, but nope, not to be today. That's fine. We'll just content ourselves with the casual bombing of the remaining 2 Cree cities. Has one of them gone already? Literally just visibility on this one. I wish I had a single fighter. That would have been very handy. Or we have nuclear fusion. I guess we could have gone jet bombers. That probably would have been the more sensible choice as well. Never mind. Well, for whatever reason, Rome has decided now they don't want to fight me, which is fine. It would take me ages to get troops over to them anyway. Rome is the one I want to be trading with anyway, because they are the culture leader, so open borders with them, that works out nicely. Oh yeah, my tourism went up to 3,266 in the end. It's not bad really, is it? It's a smidge. Uh-oh, all of my havens are on fire. Everything's on fire. Uh-oh, that's not good. Oh, I've planted a lot of trees down here. Oh no, everything's going to burn and there's nothing I can do to stop it. Also, check out the appeal of these tiles. Look at that, 15 appeal on one tile. If you sin higher than that, I would challenge anybody to get higher than that. I guess I could put a couple of sphinxes down. Ooh, maybe I could get it higher, but still, this tile is now a 14 food tile and the cities around it are growing very fast. Sometime I need to play this again and I need to change my build to incorporate hanging gardens, because hanging gardens would make this insanely good, especially if I had the builder pantheon that gives you city growth as well. That would be rather amusing. I'm actually going to let Cree off here. I don't want to go any further. They're going to lose this city to Hungary and I want them to stay with at least one city. Otherwise what will happen is I will lose 31 tourists immediately and I'll lose like a bunch towards victory. So we want to keep them in the game. Can't make peace with them though because our war has literally been too fast. We have done this far too quickly. There we go. Give me all your gold, Cree. That's totally chill. We don't mind that. The house for loyalty in this city, pretty okay. And they just basically need luxuries. So if I just give you, yeah, okay, I'll give you luxuries for open borders. That's fine. There you go, look, they're pretty much loyal now. I want them to stay in the game. I actually do want to keep them around, so feels weird, but we're going to do that. Oh man, I always say this about culture games, but there's a distinct therapy to just moving around the map with 500 builders just improving everything. And it's nice that I'm removing everything, literally everything, just to put havens and eco-friendly things. Like posh ski resorts. What could be more eco-friendly than rich people at the top of mountains in artificial snow all times of the year? Ah yes, the eco way. Oh, that haven just made, look at that, 11 food and a towel. This is what happens though when you put havens in an area that is not around preserves. Now, Egypt is giving me crazy appeal because of these are, of course, floodplain tiles. So that's what New Cleopatra does. So lots and lots of food on these tiles, but nothing really else. It's an interesting improvement. I really would give this mod a go. It's a lot of fun, and it makes you really rethink district placement, tile placement, all of the fun things that would normally you just sort of do automatically. But it feels like a very natural way to play. I guess that's the best way I could describe it. Like, I'm not having to do anything that's so alien or nonsensical that I'd go, oh, this is really annoying. Like, it's actually a lot of fun to do. Oh wow, yep, now we're at peace. We overshot that a little bit. I was on 260 something last turn. Wow. And there is the victory for Ursa. You know what? I know that the tourism we got in this game, which is just over 4,000, was a little bit ridiculous, but if you ever want to do this in a regular game, just use Biosphere. You can do the same thing. You can get 10 tourism on every tile, and as long as you've got 400 improvements down, there's 4,000 tourism for you right there. Abraham Lincoln, very approving of our late surge of war there, but let's have a quick look. Buildings constructed. Now, the fact that I won this staggers me because I basically built preserves and no other district. Like, I kind of had a few other districts, but I was really not putting many of them down at all. So the fact that I won that really just goes to show, AI, come on, you need to improve your cities better. Ursa was super peaceful until he wasn't. That's the founding of that graph. Cities founded, yeah, I settled a lot. I had a really good monumentality sort of splurge in the middle of the game. But this just shows you need to go 1, 2, 3, get like 4 or 5 settlers out early game to catch back up with the pack. If you don't do that, you will always fall behind Deity AI. Really crazy. Great people earned barely any. I bought a couple at the end of the game, but no districts means no great people. Combats. Wow, Rome and France were fighting throughout that game. I didn't fight either of those. That's kind of just happening on their own terms. My culture was ridiculous that game, as was my science. You know what, actually, I was in the pack, the science, until Sanctuaries got unlocked. So, I mean, that's pretty good. And then, yeah, okay, the late game culture just goes mad once you get the civics at, social media and globalization. Those two, really good. Gold is happening. Thief is happening, era score is happening, and most importantly, total religions founded. Good, very good. Units killed? I didn't even kill the most. Wow, I was clinical. Rome killed the most. What about units lost? Oh, 1, 2, 3. I lost 4 units. That was it. A couple of those were me deliberately killing heroes. So that was actually a really clean game. And then Wonders, joint first, even though I didn't build one until I was last in the game, and then I was, basically just using up a couple of great people. Actually, this is really interesting. Looking at the science in all the cities I'm getting, a lot of the science is actually from conquered territory. Because of all the campuses and all the buildings in them, this mod, it gives you some crazy tiles. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. The tiles it gives you are a lot of fun. But in terms of the actual stats of the game I'm getting, yeah, again, they're pretty high, but I could get higher in a game with districts and a bit of war. I easily could. There's a few games I can think of. Like, it looks really hilarious, and I'm not gonna lie, it is really hilarious. It's really funny. But like, take my capital. Only 96 production in this capital. We've had games with like Young Ley, for instance, where this has been so much higher. 475 population, so we would be, massively increased with him. This style of playthrough really makes you balance between districts and improvements, because you can't have both. If I started putting districts down, these would not give me anywhere near as many yields. Had I gone on to the Atomic Era, National Park tiles would have also gained the same improvements that my Ley Lines do. As you can see, actually, weirdly, in terms of yields, my National Parks are kind of my worst tiles. By some way. By some way, the Havens give me a lot more yield, although the National Parks give me a lot more tourism. All in all, hugely fun game. Do I like this new version of Cleopatra? Yes. Yes, I do. I'm still not convinced she is brilliant. I think she has a really good way of making what would be pretty naff territory into something that fires really well. But when you compare her to her abilities to other people, they're very regionally locked into sort of certain areas of the map. I think this is definitely an empire for fun, not necessarily for all in all crazy overpoweredness. You compare her to, say, Byzantium, Inca, Bull Moose. I mean, there's a lot of comparison that you can make directly there, and yeah, I think a lot of them will beat her, but still, so much fun. This particular preserve patch, I'm going to remember for a long time. The yields on it. Oh, look at it. Look at it. 15 food on one tile. That is yummy. Oh, look at it. Look at it. It's so good. It's so good. Oh, I had so much fun this game. I really did. Oh, also, doesn't the map look absolutely disgusting when you turn the yields upside down? Whoa. Everything is burning. Ah! Yeah, all in all, a lot of fun. Have a go with this game. Have a lot of fun with it. I'm about to go and film the next series. Oh, it's going to be a good one. Really looking forward to showing you it all very soon. Until then, say goodbye to the crazy yields of the Egyptian Empire. Goodbye! And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Doughboy91, Sean Portland, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Devil Skeptical Bear, Krogerbrand Trailmix, Alex Noob, Cinnamon Beard, Petra Ryan, Matthew Hatch, Amiri C, Rom88, Radiatore, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Boy Zorro, Callum Billy, Garrett Gowan, Polar Bear, L. Truand, Creston, RB Hedge, Mushkin Mandeltort, Esri Dax, Deeble Time, Shoelace, Burial, I'm Daft, Gooberman. Thank you all for your support. It's amazing. See you all next time. Goodbye.